I'm Tony.
I'm Brooklyn.
And today is our very first YouTube collaboration video. We are collabing with our homegirl Leslie over at Leslie+3 on YouTube. We will link her down below. Today we're going to be touching on bullies and our thoughts on bullying and stuff like that. So it's a more serious topic, and we hope you guys can learn something from this or have some insight on our lives. I don't know, whatever. But let's get into this video today.
So Leslie, we're in like a group chat on Snapchat, and she approached us last night and was like, would you guys be interested in doing a collab? We've really been wanting to do one, and who better to do it with than a friend we've made through YouTube. So once again, thank you for thinking of us and wanting to collab with us. It means the world to us. And it is a subject that we've been wanting to talk about. I know in the last video I said I wasn't bullied through school, and I really wasn't. There was only like a few instances where I truly believe, like, if you could say that, oh, I was never bullied in school, you're lying. Because I think everyone, whether it's in school or, you know, just in the world now, there is bullies all over. There's no way of getting away from them or not having an interaction with someone that is a bully or things like that. So I was thinking, like, last night when she asked us to do this subject and stuff, and I was like, okay, I have been. Not to a crazy extent or anything like that, but I have dealt with bullies. It's been a really long time since I was last in school. And I think, like, one of the first, like, early memories I have of being bullied was, like, elementary school. And obviously, like, by the way that I dress and I carry myself, I'm not a girly girl whatsoever. I'm very much a tomboy, and I'd get picked on because of that. Because there was like a group of girls that they just reminded me of like the little group in Mean Girls. Like, they would pick on people for no reason, or because you didn't fit in with them, or you didn't dress like them, or you weren't into the things that they were into. There was like maybe a group of 5 of them. I've always been a loner. I mean, I've always had, you know, a good group of friends throughout school, but they were all boys. I didn't really get along with girls because I was so different from them. I liked playing sports. Basketball was like my favorite sport in elementary school. I would school the boys on the basketball court, so those girls would just pick on me all the time because I was different. And, you know, I think it's easy for people to look at someone different and judge them right away. Like, they would like try to call me like gay or lesbian because like I didn't dress girly girl. I don't like the color pink. I didn't like flowers on my clothes or anything like that. I've always been, you know, graphic tees. Like a lot of people, if you guys have watched our videos, I wear a lot of graphic tees or like hoodies and jeans. And like I said in our last video, I'm a sneakerhead. I love sneakers. I don't like sandals. I don't like girly looking shoes. So they would always call me like gay or lesbian because of the way that I dressed and because I like to play sports. So that was like really my only experience of like bullying, if you want to call it, in elementary school. And then when I got to middle school, nothing really changed. Like, as far as like my group of friends, they were all boys. I was the only girl because we made friends through the band. I was a percussionist in middle school, and I was the only girl that played drums. Every other girl played like girly instruments like the flute. But all of my guy friends were in the same period as me, and they all played drums. There was like 2 girls that I was friends with. One of them I'm still friends with till this day. But my base group of friends were boys. And there was this one boy who, he was kind of, I don't know, he was a troublemaker. And I remember one time we were going into our social studies class, and I went to sit down on the chair, and I don't know why he decided to pull the chair from under me, and I fell back and I smacked my head right on the concrete floor, because our school was like really old. It's like a historical school in Denver now. So it was concrete floor, and the way he pulled it, and he kind of like pushed me, like pulled me to go backwards too, so I landed really hard on my head. And I remember just being so mad. I got up and like choked him, and I hit him, and you know, I probably cussed at him because I didn't understand why like that was so uncalled for. I was never a troublemaker. I'm still not a troublemaker. Like, I keep to myself. I don't cause drama. I stay out of it. And that kid had like no reason to do stuff like that. And he would always do stupid little things like, you know, throw pencils or, you know, try to trip you in the hallway. And he was just a troublemaker. But I think I was like probably the first person that ever like put their hands on him, and after that he never did anything back. And I don't condone, you know, like fighting and stuff, but obviously a person could only take so much, and this kid had done stupid things, you know, prior to that, and I think that was just like the straw that broke the camel's back, and I was sick of it. And we were taught, you know, don't put your hands on people unless they put their hands on you. And then you better stick up for yourself. And that's exactly what I did. And I don't regret it. High school was... I didn't really have any bullies or anything because I had a really big group of friends. They were all older than me and probably like 2 grades higher than I was. So I didn't have to worry about bullies because they were all very protective of the girls that were in our group of friends, so I didn't experience that in high school. So yeah.
So, I guess like my life was a lot different than hers. Back in like elementary school, never dealt with bullies and stuff until I got into middle school. So I went to the same school since kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade. So I pretty much grew up with all the kids that I knew. So a lot of people are going through changes. It's a whole different scene than elementary school is. That's when kids want to be popular and, I don't know, not lame. But growing up, I've always been kind of like the weird kid. I liked video games and cartoons and movies and stuff like that. When other boys would like sports like basketball and baseball and all that crap, I wasn't into it. So I guess like through middle school, I was mostly like bullied about my weight. Like, oh, you're the chubby kid, blah, blah, blah. But like growing up, I never really like cared what people thought of my weight because I was just a kid. Like, I'm not trying to look all sexy for girls in middle school. I'm trying to show off a 6-pack or something. I don't care. I liked food. I still do. So yeah, I was pretty much just picked on of my weight. That was the only thing, you know, like, I wasn't rude to anybody, like I said, or like she said. We were taught to, you know, like, hit people if they hit us. Never had to deal with anybody hit me or do anything stupid to me. There was one kid in class, though, he was just freaking annoying. I won't mention his name, but I really want to. Everybody hated him because he was just like she said, he was a troublemaker. And he was just like a really rude kid, and nobody liked him because of that, not even the teachers. But nobody would tell him anything, so you know, he'd pick on whoever he'd want. But past that, you know, I'm all grown up now. Going into high school, I was super scared because you see these movies and all these girls and guys get picked on. So I was super scared because my school that I grew up in was small. Like I said, I've been there from kindergarten to 8th grade.
It was only one floor.
Yeah, and it was all one floor too. So I was like scared and going into this new high school. It was really big to me. It was, and it had like 4 floors. So I was super scared, and I was nervous about getting bullied and stuff. But all throughout high school, nobody freaking messed with me because I looked tough, I guess. I don't know. That's what some people have told me. Like,
You look
oh,
mean.
you look mean. And like, I'm like, well, I'm not a mean person. If you just talk to me, I'll talk to you. Like, I'm just, I don't know, just the way I look is mean, I guess. And I didn't really notice anybody bullying other people in high school. At least from the one I went to, I never really noticed it until this one time. This kid was picking on this other kid that had special needs, and I saw him keep doing it. And I went over to him and I told him something. I was like, dude, if you keep messing with him, I'm gonna mess with you. Because I just don't think it's cool to mess with, first of all, to mess with other people. And second of all, mess with kids that have special needs.
Or who can't stick up and
yeah, that can't do anything for themselves. So I told him something and he got scared and just walked away. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call myself a bully in that situation. I would call myself somebody that's sticking up for someone that can't do it themselves. But other than that, you know, like, that's about it. That's all I've experienced with bullies and stuff like that. Nothing too serious. Nothing too crazy compared to most people. I guess it all just depends on the area you live in. Would you say that?
Maybe.
And like, the way kids were raised.
And I also think, yeah, I would say, you know, not to like stereotype like, oh, if you grew up here, then you're definitely going to be bullied. Or if you grew up there, you wouldn't even know what bullying is. I just think because, like, we live in a part of Denver, it's like called now the Highlands, but we know it as the North Side. We grew up here, our parents grew up here, so I think we really didn't experience like really bad bullying because all of the kids that we went to school with, probably like a good 80 to 90% of those kids' parents grew up with our parents. So
yeah,
they all knew each other and things like that. So I think that's maybe a reason why we didn't experience things like that. I was also made fun of because I was, you know, the fat girl or the chubby girl or, you know, whatever. And like my brother said, I didn't care about that. I've never been a small girl. I've always been a big girl, and, you know, you have to be comfortable in the skin you're in, and so those things like didn't mean anything to me. I wouldn't sit there and cry about it or anything like that. Just because, you know, we were taught don't listen to the opinions of people. We were just taught, you know, accept your flaws, embrace them, and love them. So if a kid made fun of us because of our weight, then it was just like, we just laugh it off, like, okay. But like now, I think more so with like YouTube, when we first started our YouTube channel, I would refuse to read comments. And if I did, I would like get super PO'd over like, because we used to get like stupid comments all the time of like, oh, you guys are fat, or you guys are lame, or just whatever. And I've never been a sensitive person in that sense, like emotionally, like if he cries, I cry, you know, things like that. I refused to read comments at first when we first started our YouTube channel. And if I did, I'd get like really, really mad. And I guess it was kind of shocking to me because it's like, you don't, like, you only know what you see for the 20 minutes, 15 minutes, however long the video is of us, and that's it. You don't know us outside of, you know, doing a video or anything like that. So like, how could you sit there and judge someone from a 20-minute video and think you know every aspect of their life?
Yeah.
But it was shocking to see that, you know, some of those comments would come from adults, and it's like, why would you, like, didn't your parents teach you You know, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Or maybe they didn't, I don't know. But now, if we come across a stupid comment, it's like, whatever.
So that was our experiences with bullying in our past life. Not in past life, you know, but in the past. So now we're going to talk real quick on how to deal with bullying if you are being bullied. Or, yeah. So step number 1. If a bully comes up to you and says, hey, you're ugly, hey, you're fat, whatever, all you got to do is ignore them and go tell a teacher. So it may look like you're being a snitch, but you're just, you know, sticking up for yourself in a sense that the bully, you know, can't do nothing about. So just go tell a teacher, make sure they deal with it. And then step number 2, if they don't deal with it, tell your parents. And you know, if you got good parents or whatever, they're going to call the bully's parents or whatever, the school board or something like that, and they're going to get it taken care of. Now, step number 3, you shouldn't have to resort to this, but if the bully keeps coming at you, picking on you, punching you, doing whatever, I know I don't condone violence or anything, but there's a point where you just need to sock them in the face.
Punch them in the
face. Yeah, all you got to do is stick up for yourself. You know, they're looking for weak people to prey on, you know. They're like a lion and a little sheep. Now you go from the sheep to the lion and you attack back. That's all you gotta do. Now I know it's easier said than done, but if you do those 3 steps, boom, bada bing, bada boom, no more bullies.
In all seriousness, some of that is really...
I'm trying to just lighten up the situation now. You don't have to take what I said for granted, but no, I'm just lightening up the mood right now. But yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna be really serious. If you're dealing with bullying, you know, just remember, words only hurt temporarily. Don't take those, you know, things that they say to heart. You know, you are you for a reason. You are here for a reason, and just never let those words that, you know, the bully is saying to you, don't ever let it, you know, affect your everyday life. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but just remember, you're gonna get through it. I really think with bullies, when they do it, and it usually is with kids that they think, you know, they're an easy target, they're quiet. I think that's why I got targeted by people, because I was really quiet, I'm super shy, and they thought, you know, she's weak, she can't do anything. But sometimes it's the quiet ones that are the toughest, and you have to find that within yourself. I truly believe that if a person is a bully, they're probably victims of bullying themselves, whether it's at school through someone else or it's in their home with, like, you know, their parents being, you know, mean to them or something like that. There's something wrong within themselves that they feel like they have to target someone else to put that anger and, you know, sometimes violence against someone else because they're dealing with something within themselves. And I think that's so lame. You just have to remember, guys, that be careful with your words. Be careful with the things that you say, because you never know. You know, we could look like we're fine right now, but you just don't know what anyone's going through at that point in their lives. And, you know, you say something stupid and you don't think that it's serious. And those could be like the words that just send a person over, and they could end their lives because of something stupid that you said that you probably didn't mean, or you didn't think it was going to affect them in a way that it did. And you could cause someone to end their lives for no reason, because they could have been dealing with, you know, people picking on them, or, you know, things happening in their homes, you know, unspeakable things happening in their homes. And just by you saying something stupid like, you know, oh, go kill yourself, and I don't understand why anyone would say that if, you know, they didn't really mean it, but sometimes that just happens and they do. Like, okay, well, if I'm worthless, or, you know, if I'm a loser or whatever, then maybe I should just kill myself. And you just cause someone to take their own lives. that's something that you can never come back from, or, you know, that your words or an I'm sorry is ever going to take back, you know, from someone taking their lives. In middle school and in high school, I remember going to school with 3 kids that actually ended up committing suicide because of being bullied and some other stuff happening to them, and that's something that you can never take back. You know, 3 kids ended their lives really before it ever even started, before they could experience, you know, things that we experience now. So just be careful with your words. Be careful with, you know, the way that you come off to people, because you just never know what anyone's going through at that time in their lives.
Alright guys, so that concludes this whole video on bullying. If you liked it, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to us. And go subscribe to our homegirl Leslie, which we're collabing with. So head over to her channel. She got some good videos out there. So go over to her channel, subscribe, like her videos, comment, be nice. If you feel like this video has a good message, go ahead and share it to whoever you want. I don't care. Send it on Facebook, Messenger, Snapchat, if you can.
And if you guys are dealing with bullying or anything like that, you guys can totally come to us and we'll be there for you guys. Just go to our Instagram right here at official MHMYT, and we'll link it down below as well. And we could be that ear for you guys. You guys aren't alone. Like we say, we're not here to judge or anything like that, but if you guys feel like you're alone in the world, you're not, and you guys can come to us. We hope that this video helps you guys, and if it did, let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.
A misfit is one who's uncomfortable with his or her surroundings and is seen to be disturbingly different than others. And as misfits, one of our greatest discomforts is inconsistency amongst our peers. No matter what happens, we remain full of character and integrity without